I had a little note in my phone that just said, talk about the tattoo shop remodel. So, whatever that is. So, in case you don't know, hi, I'm Andrew Patterson. I own a tattoo shop in Lawton, Oklahoma. It's called Avenue Tattoo Studio. It's pretty cool. It started in Wichita Falls, Texas, and then I moved it, and then it was okay, and then I remodeled it. But in the course of that, I also started doing stand up comedy. And I had two shops when I started doing stand up. So I started doing shows after about 8 or 9 months of doing comedy. I realized how much I was driving to Oklahoma City, which is about an hour and a half from my house. So I started doing shows at my tattoo shop where I would host. So if I don't do very good, all I got to do is keep the energy up. Put some really good comics up. People love the shows. We did free shows. We provided people with free pizza and free soda and water and stuff, and we just made it a fun thing. And yeah, it's kind of dumb to lose money on stuff, but at the time it was fun. I don't have the extra money all the time to do stuff like that, but it was cool. And what happened is I had several artists working for me, and I had two shops. And one of the shops was a private studio, which basically means we don't have business hours. We're not advertising. We're just two artists that share a place. And it was me and Jason Rivera, and he's really cool. He still works with me at Avenue. But basically, we'd come into work, our appointments show up, we'd lock the door, we'd do everything, we'd finish our appointments, we'd go home. It wasn't like this, like you walk in, you go, I want a tattoo of this or tattoo of that. We did all appointments. And then my other shop was becoming appointment only because my artists were so good and they're very popular. Um, but there were some things going south at that shop. I think what happened in reality is me not being there, people got way too comfortable and people started doing things that you can't let people do when they work for you. So I had to let some people go, which was really sad because some of them were at one point like family to me. Like I'd known them for a very long time, and just things shifted as they do. So when I had to get rid of three people at one time, that meant that shop went from having five artists to two artists. So I had two shops with two artists each, and I was like, you know what, I can do this and remodel it and put everything into one shop. So that's what I did. I took my bigger shop, Avenue, the one where you can walk in and get a tattoo, and I remodeled it to where it had three really nice private booths with closing doors that lock. So, like, if we need the privacy, like, let's say you're getting a tattoo on your ribs or something, you're just uncomfortable with people seeing you with your shirt off, you can stay in that private booth. We can close the door, nobody will see you. It still has the private studio vibe in that sense. But we still have the front door unlocked and we have business hours, and you can come in and ask us about anything, and there's somebody there to talk to you all the time. So I I took that shop, and there's a short video on YouTube. If you go look on my channel for shorts, I think it just says tattoo shop remodel or something. But it's a really short video with just a bunch of pictures. It's not great. It's just what I had, and I threw it up. But if you just want to see visually what I'm talking about, it was a normal tattoo shop where it's a bunch of rooms and just plain vinyl plank floors, and whatever the original texture was that was on the walls. So we just ripped everything out. And I mean, we pulled the ceiling out. I had an electrician come in and redo all the wiring. Um, there was a crack in the concrete under the floor. We pulled the floor up. We cut out and ground down where the concrete was and flattened and leveled that out. I mean, it was a heavy remodel. And I did most of the work myself. And I will say, from a personal experience, yes, it's very rewarding. I feel good about it. I'm very proud of myself. It's cool when people walk in and they go, wow, this is beautiful, but it sucked. Um, but what we did is we basically took half the shop and put the booths on that side, and then we made the lobby really big and open. So if I ever need to, I could have another artist in there, and they could just be anywhere in what we're considering the lobby. We just have to kind of put like a little divider up. And we built a stage in the middle of the lobby. So on one wall, if you walk in there, you don't even really notice it when you first walk in the door. But once you're in there, you go, hold on, why is there a stage there? Not many people even ask about it. My lobby just has a comedy stage in it. So I put stage lights in the rafters, painted everything black, put a curtain up. Dude, it looks super cool. And now I can do shows whenever I want. And all we have to do is pull out a bunch of folding chairs, post on Facebook, we got a show. We got a show. Um, it was crazy. Everybody I talked to probably was like, all right, I don't know, Andrew's lost his mind. But the thing is, if you don't just jump in and take some risk. And I mean, and I took some big risk with this. Financially, I will say it was a bad idea. It's not going to pay for itself for a very long time. It cost way too much money. But it's so fun. And like my son helped me build the stage. So now forever, like if we got a comedian coming soon, John Carden, that's a big deal to me. Let's say John Carden drops a Netflix special and we have a video of him on a stage at my shop. My son can look at that and go, that guy was on a stage I built and now he's on Netflix. And that's awesome. Like it's stuff like that. You can't miss that. You just do it. And then you figure it out later. I'm not giving you financial advice because this is a terrible idea to just spend all your money on stuff like that. But my shop looks great. I really like it. I did a lot of work, and now Lawton, Oklahoma has comedy shows. And Lawton, generally speaking, like everybody complains about it so much and they say how much it sucks and how much they want to get out, but they never leave. So I don't think they think it sucks as bad as they're saying. I think it's just a fun thing to bitch about your hometown. I think people like to do it. They like to complain. I like to complain. I'm complaining right now. Why is everybody bitching about Lawton? But Lawton's not, it's not that bad. It's smaller. It's 100,000 people, give or take, like 10,000 maybe. Um, it's a military town, so there's a constant influx of random people, and that means that's good for comedy because if the people that are coming through Fort Sill start talking about it enough, we'll probably have a lot of soldiers from Fort Sill that have nothing better to do come through, watch a comedy show, and fall in love with comedy. Maybe someone will start coming to the open mics and doing comedy. I don't know. But every time somebody complains about how boring the town is, I really want to ask them, and sometimes I do, but I don't always. I go, well, what have you done to change it? I've never heard somebody tell me a thing they've done, but I can name a few people that have, and they don't complain. There's this guy named, what's his name? What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. So his username always throws me off. Oh, Robert Peterson, I believe is his name. He's a painter. He's amazing. He's from Lawton. He does murals all over town. I don't know how much he charges or if he does them for free or what, but like the town looks kind of eh. And then he puts a mural up and you go, oh, okay, I like it now. And he's just making the town prettier. That's a really big thing. Like just making it visually appealing. Um, that's his contribution to Lawton. Mine, I'm not at all saying I just did it to make Lawton better, but mine is definitely a comedy club that's free most of the time. Like most of our shows are free or like $10. Um, it's really fun, and it's just in the lobby of a tattoo shop, so it's not like I have overhead to really cover. I mean, yes, I put a little into advertising, and drinks and pizza cost money, but it's not like having a whole building dedicated to it, and it makes the town way cooler. And people that are on Fort Sill, they go, oh man, I'm stuck at Fort Sill. They drive to Oklahoma City, they drive to Dallas. Now they don't have to for one thing. They can see some comedy. Um, there's a lot of little stuff about Lawton that could be improved that people could do. And I think if you live in a town that's like a smaller town and you're sitting there complaining about how boring your town is, you should go do something about it. That's just my opinion. Okay, have a good one.